Well, we had another episode of The Flash, just without the Flash. Yeah. Now, the last one, he was in it, but he couldn't do any of his Flash stuff because of no powers and all that crap. Yeah, sometimes when the money's tight, they got to do these episodes where almost nothing happens. And this one, boy, I tell you, it was called Cause and Excess. Yes, this was pretty much an excess episode. Yeah. And she works better when she's a part of something. And in here, she was okay. Yeah, because she was a part of something. Yeah. Unfortunately, though, it started off really bad. It was very, very cheesy. A lot of cheese. And when you cut it, it stunk. So the comedy in the show works better when it's a part of the adventure overall. But when you concentrate on it too much and they're deliberately, we're all silly and funny. And they start playing the typical sitcom music. Bloom, 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 bloom. And you know you're in bad territory. So that's about almost the first 20 minutes of the show. And so if you got up and left, well, you missed it when it kind of got a little better. But once again, it fell on what? What happened? Can you guess? Time travel. Yes. Now, granted, the entire origin of the show is messing with time. And that's how the whole thing started. So the idea that they keep coming back to it, it does fit, but, well, whatever. So here, the Flash has to go off into the Speed Force because they found the cure to the meta gene. Cisco found it. But the problem is they got to wait for it to cook for a whole month. But no, man, they want to use this against Cicada so he can stop killing meta people. So they figured out that Barry can go into the Speed Force with it and basically put it through that amount of time, but it would only take him an hour in the normal world for that to happen. So off he goes into the Speed Force to fix the cure, the solution. And he takes off and leaves Nora back, says, hey, you'll have to be the Flash now. Ha, ha, ha. And don't let me down, girl. And off he goes. And everything's just going along. And Cisco's worried. He's got his first date with the girl he just met. And Ralph shows up. And, of course, he's got all his womanizing tips on how to ensnare a girl and all this type of stuff. And, of course, it's all horrible advice. And Cisco, who should know better, still follows it, and it's all supposed to be silly and funny, and it's over the top, and it's terrible. Oh, boy, is it. Yeah. And, I mean, it's just not credible that he's that stupid to show up in these idiot outfits. First, he's supposed to be this money-chasing businessman, and then he's a jock, and then he's some artsy fashion guy who was really giving off gay vibes at that point, so the girl each time is not interested. And the reason he's able to do it over and over again is because Nora is forced to relive the hour over and over again because Cicada shows up and lures Iris out, or finds her at her home, kidnaps her, brings her to the roof, and she manages to hit the trouble alert on the phone like they all have. And here comes Nora and Caitlin to deal with it. And then, Caitlin gets killed with the lightning bolt dagger that Cicada uses. And Nora's like, oh my god, oh no! And she runs away all teary-eyed and stuff, and then goes back in time. And there we are, we're off to the races. But each time another cast member ends up dying. She keeps trying to change the scenario. And it works out. It's an old plot device they've already been through, so it's But the strength of the show, again, is the cast, and it sort of plods along that way. But ultimately, it's pretty predictable. And so then they come up with a solution, and it all works out. And eventually, they figure out what's going on because, of course, Cisco, with his vibing powers, begins to sense that, wait a minute, something's going on here. And he realizes he's able to vibe the different timelines that have existed. And ultimately, she reveals that she's had to do this 52 times. Yes. Which is significant because DC Comics, in their current version, claims that they have 52 different versions of Earth in their version of the multiverse. as of now. It used to be infinite, but now it's just 52. And they've been obsessed with that number ever since. So anyway, well, they managed to figure it out. They come together, and even though they don't really spell it out as much as they did with Cisco's problem, they literally have him say, "Man, I've been following Ralph's advice when all I needed to do was be myself." Doom, 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 doom. There you go. There's your lesson for the after-school special. Just be yourself. And he wins over the girl. So, yeah, there you go. Well, he almost breaks the fourth wall to explain the plot to you. That was blatantly obvious, but, yeah, whatever. So, in defeating Cicada, they didn't capture him. Yeah, he just manages to fly away. And that's that. But they managed to stick him with his own, his lightning bolt dagger. But the whole time, she was feeling like she couldn't measure up to what her dad could do, and but she does. And you know how she does it? By making use of friends and family, just like the Flash does. You see, it's not all him. No, it's a group effort. They're Team Flash. So that's the lesson Nora, if not consciously, certainly unconsciously learned here. But then the main plot of the season, of course, Cicada's just there to be used for the moment. They don't really progress there. But, of course, French Sherlock is always suspicious of Nora now. And, of course, he's using her to try to learn the time travel, what do you call it, equation, I guess, that no one can really read because it's just gibberish. But he's finally, looks like he's figured it out, and oh boy, what are his plans? Well, we'll just have to wait and see. And then she explains to Barry what happened when he comes back, and he says, well, you know, each time you do that, you're tearing up the time continuum, and it's never really the same again. And so she runs back to the future. So she's constantly messing with time. So it's a little late to give her that lecture now. But of course he doesn't know about this. He does know she's from the future though. But anyway, she goes back to visit with Fawn again, and they have a little confrontation, and he tells her, I'm the only one who can save your father, and all that sort of stuff. And they leave it at that. Meanwhile, Sherlock, of course, has unlocked the equation. So, is it something nefarious, or is he up to something that's actually better? Or will he just, by using it, stumble into whatever is going on with Nora and Reverse Flash? That's the mystery of the whole season. So this was a filler episode, pretty much, even though it featured all the principles of this season. So there you go. Sometimes the comedy can work when it's sprinkled through, but boy, when they spend too much time on it, it just doesn't work out. Even with Cisco, who is their funnier character, but even here, again, never go full cheese. Speaking of Cisco, currently there's a rumor that he's leaving the show. In fact, leaving it at the end of this season. That's going to be pretty bad, and so they might want to seriously think about the 6th season being the last for the show overall. And since they're going into the Crisis on Infinite Earths, which is not going to measure up to the original story at all, but if they're going to do that, it could mean that the Flash will have to sacrifice himself in order to save the world. And that could be the deal. And plus, it would mean Supergirl would have to do the same, because that's how it was in the original story. So, and I'm all for that, because that show stinks. It's really sad. It had potential, but no, it's no good. So, I guess we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, if Vibe is leaving the show, perhaps he'll come back off and on as a guest star and stuff, but not a regular cast member. That's going to leave quite the void for the show, because it kind of clicks with him there with the others. So there you go. Oh, the star rating. Well, this was almost just a 2-star thing, but I guess the overall plot kind of resolved it, so I'll go ahead and give it 3 stars. How about that? Thank you for watching and listening. Say, why not like and subscribe, or at least just subscribe? Maybe I'll do a better one next time. And check out the link description below. That'll take you to my many stores that have plenty of goodies